Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me, SuperPaulGames. Welcome back to the adventures of Anton Rayne. It's insane. Let's read the newsum paper. Foreign gasum engineers. Salaries under scrutiny. Recent revelations about the salary disparities within Gasum, one of Sordland's largest corporations, they're like the giant gas company, like Gazprom in Russia, have sparked public interest. Particularly, it has been revealed that foreign engineers, many hailing from Quinal and Anorak, earn significantly higher wages compared to their Sordish counterparts in other companies. This disparity highlights the challenges Sordish engineers face in an increasingly globalized market. I assume that's going to come back and be relevant at some point. Kibner, the leader of the NFP, the National Front, the righties, the ultra-conservative righties, Mr. Thin Mustache, has suggested the new constitution should expand executive powers, adding fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire, which is not more executive power. That's exactly how the song goes. To the debate over the possibility of reforming the 1929 Constitution. He pointed out the current dire situation of... Look at his mustache. Of course a man like that wants a strong-armed dictator in charge. He's like, let me call you daddy. You know, even though we are the chief executive and that would benefit us, I don't want that. The problem our nation has had has been strong-arm leaders. We need to have diversified, distributed powers. The current Constitution suggests the division of executive power between the cabinet and the president, who has no immunity before the courts for acts of treason. You don't say. Time to commit a little treason. I mean, before we outlaw it, I might as well. Who wants to buy some secrets? And unconstitutional behavior during office. In the system suggested by the NFP, the president would have absolute immunity before the courts, and it is the president who would chair the cabinet. It is not clear whether the suggestion would spark further debate in the Reform Committee with the PIFJA and the USP. The PIFJA, I think, is the party we're working with, and I think we're USP. Someone is going to watch is like, how do you not know? Dude, I don't know, man. Pete got me to be president. I'm just along for the ride. The PIFJA proposal. This is the alternate party, the party we're trying to work with to get the constitutional decrees through Congress. The PIFJA proposal had suggested that the president should have no presidential decrees, might result in the abolishment of the assembly, and take the country to an early election. I don't know if that sentence is written well, or I don't know how to read. Despite the independents' counter-proposal to give a similar power to the parliament to take down the president. But that detail was not shared with the press in yesterday's press conference. So it seems like the PIFJA, the People's Freedom and Justice Party, wants to give more power to the Congress, whereas the NFP power wants all the power for the executive, which obviously is not something I'm down with. The Lockhaven Times, Lusk calls for corporate responsibility in Narble. The labor union of Sordland, led by Katarina Horton. Oh, not that bitch. Actually, I agree with almost everything she says, or at least like 90% of it, and then I'm always like, I can't stand this whore. I think so. I think that's the lady we met with. I don't know. There's a lot of vagina that comes in the office. I can't pay attention to it all. They're like, Anton, you can't see that in this day and age. It's 1950s. I think everyone's okay with it. They're like, no, most people aren't. Whatever. Has made a strong call for corporate social responsibility in Narble. As income inequality and public service deficiencies exasperate, the LSU demands local corporations step up to aid the community. Girl, I agree with using your labor union power to force the corporations to pay the workers well, but you can't ever expect a corporation to just do what's best for society. Their job is to make money. She said... You know what, maybe I haven't seen her before. I'm thinking of Nia that I agree with, I think, in the cabinet. Peter must have such a hard time. Look, Nia's in the newspaper. That's a different lady. It is? She said, it is time corporations prioritize people over profits, said Horton in a public statement. It's not just the state's duty to arrange welfare budgets, but a shared responsibility. Yeah, man, just wait for Warren Buffett to come over and feed your hungry kids. You're going to be waiting a long time. The statement urges corporations to invest in public health, education, housing. Lady, you don't want the corporations buying out the hospitals. I can tell you, I live in America. You don't want that. Reform demands gain popularity. New article. Demands for reform are gaining more popularity than ever. The latest public opinion reports show that the majority of the Swedish people want changes in the government structures that were established after Tarkin Sol's military coup. Look at that. You look at that shifty motherfucker. He's like, what? I didn't do it. As he lives on his public island, or I should say his private island where the laws don't apply to him. The public trust in the Grand Assembly, the Grand National Assembly, our Congress, and the Supreme Court is at an all-time low. Well, the Supreme Court is also crooked as fuck. I do want to build some power for the National Assembly. Well, rumors of reform talks are coming out from the Assembly. It seems unlikely that without complete unity, none of the parties would be able to lead such a proposal. I've been working on getting the Pifchas to agree with us, and us to agree with them, even though I don't know if my own party's going to go with it. In order to change the Constitution, the proposal must collect at least 150 signatures. What if I just write my name 150 times? Is that treason? And then reach the needed 166 votes. If the proposal passes the Assembly, it is still subject to another voting in the Supreme Court. Remember, the Supreme Court votes on our laws. They're like a House of Lords that is also a judiciary. So they can just be like, we don't like it. We got to get rid of that. The Supreme Court should not have that power. They should be able to strike down maybe unconstitutional laws. They should not be able to vote on laws. As well as judicial review, which still stands as the biggest obstacle before the parties. See you, sleazeball. I wonder if we're going to meet Tarkin Sol. We got it, right? He's like Chekhov's gun. At some point, we've got to meet this motherfucker. Workers' Party Solidarity March! The pro-minority Workers' Party, Bludia, rally in the Bludish city of Suzerain attracted a large audience. They're like, what's going on, man? And the Bludish people are like, dude, solidarity. The other guy's like, I like solidarity. Me too. The gathering was heavy on flags, or maybe just the flag and banner group came out. I like flags. I like banners. Let's go. This parade has got everything. Anton thinks it's a party like New Year's Eve. Oh, I love political parties. No, it's not like that. They agree on things. I agree too. We get hamburgers and some punch. Don't you hate it though when they put like 7-Up into fruit punch? That shit's nasty. It's the 1950s. That's probably the most exciting, exotic thing they've ever drunk. The gathering was heavy on flags and banners, whipping in the rain and chill wind as the gatherers declared solidarity with Bernard Circus. Circus is dead. I assume you mean solidarity with his ideals? You're not like, we're all dead. Well, they all died. Problem solved. Amongst the speakers at the rally was Mansoon Leakey, a Bludish member of the Assembly, who is standing as the leader of the independents in the Grand National Assembly. Although not a member of the WPF, the WPB, I don't know, it's like an F without a baby. A B is just a pregnant F. That's why you F to get the baby, you know? That's how it goes. He was the leading figure of the event.
We will yet again foil this war plot that was set up by the Soulist ideology,
he said in reference to the series of conflict and bloodshed during Tarkin Sol's term as president, which claimed thousands of Bludish lives.
We will come out of this tunnel of conflict. We will not only win against discrimination, we will win with the truth. When we have altogether foiled this trick of polarization, our songs of peace...
Oh no, they're going to sing! Okay, I agree to peace. I want to help these guys out anyway.
Which spread from ism will ring out even stronger over all Sordland.
Leakey added in reference to the ism incident of 1933, which triggered Tarkin Sol's persecution of the Bludish minorities and the formation of the militant organization, the Bludish Freedom Front. Okay, so we got a problem with the militant part of the organization, not the political one. We're trying to re-enfranchise. I don't know what you're trying to say. You're scaring me. Enfranchise, you know, like Mickey D's.
I don't... What's that?
You're gonna love it, fatty.
You're the fatty.
You're the fatty. Oh, man, it's not working. Bludish citizens targeted. 20 Bludish citizens were attacked by a group of people. Oh, I hate groups of people. They're always doing things. Suspected to be members of the Young Swords. Oh, not the Young Swords, the ultra-nationalist right-wing youth group. during the peaceful protest to support Bernard. What a bunch of assholes. But let's have a peaceful protest to support this martyr of our nation. And these guys are like, let's go call them nerds. They didn't call them nerds, they attacked them. The group was overwhelmed, and the local police forces couldn't reach the protesters to protect them amidst the chaotic crowd. The attackers ran away without getting caught, and 11 of the victims were hospitalized with critical injuries. What is wrong with my police force? Do we not have guns? Shoot them! Shoot them all! The bullet solves like 99% of your problems, and the other 1% it makes really way worse. Alright, so that's all our news articles. Alright, this is what I was trying to find. Here is the Grand Assembly. These dots, I don't know, you call them kind of dark maroon or whatever. What a maroon! That's us. Our party, 130 seats. The Pifjas are the light blue. That's who we're trying to kind of form a coalition with to get to the 166 number we need. And then there's the NFPjas. They're the hardline conservatives. And then there's these loser independents. And then, hey, there's Friends Richter. Lichter? Whoa, that got inappropriate. Friends Lichter each other, you know what I'm saying? What else we got going on? Whoa. Narble. There's organized crime here. Lack of health care. Police forces are overburdened. And low literacy rates. Read a book, you nerds! Situation report. The Ministry of Defense. They're like, sir, why are you so stupid? What? It's the Ministry of Marine. It's the Ministry of Defense, sir. Yeah, that's what I said. Sir, you might be having a stroke. I like to stroke it. The Ministry of Defense reports that the situation along the border is getting tense. That's why you gotta stroke it so it's not tense anymore. Rumberg's Southern Army was sighted training close to our borders and did not respond after we issued a radio message. We're like, yo, girlfriend, why are you so close to the border? And they just ghosted us. That hurts my feelings. The Chief of the Armed Forces, General Kruger, reports to have increased patrolling duties along the northern border to signal readiness. Good job, Kruger. Keep your eyes on the border. What else we got going on? In Ankara, local police are working with the nationalists. One of our agents, acting as a young swords member, had an encounter with 2 members of the local police force in Anrika, Alosin Bowler and Vic Nizer. According to the report, the policeman tried to bribe the agent to burn down a store that belongs to a known Communist Party member. Oh, it's the Fast and the Furious! And to instigate further violence, we have detained the policeman on charges of corruption. Okay, that's good, right? That's good. We got whoever it was. And then what's going on in the world stage? Here we are, Sordland. How do I move the... Here's Rumsberg, which has been putting their guys on the border. And then way down here in the Duchy of Populace, something going on. Populace issues warning over Riesian actions. In a formal address, Grand Duke Axel Reinhardt of Populace issued a cautionary statement regarding recent Riesian activities. The Grand Duke expressed increasing concern over the intensifying border disputes and clashes over territorial waters and gas fields, asserting Populace's sovereignty. He called for respect for international laws and peaceful dialogue to prevent further escalation. He urged the alliance of nations, if it's like the real UN, it's worthless, to mediate the situation, emphasizing the potential risks these tensions could pose to regional stability. So Kingdom of Rizia, which is I think the DLC for this game, has been... I think it's this area or the offshore oil rigs. They've been spatting. I don't know. It don't seem to really affect us. Maybe I'm wrong and it will at some point, but right now it doesn't seem to. So what do we got left? Something up here in Agnalia where we want to build the road system. Ooh, finalization of the H-3 highway contract. Let's get on that. We want to get this contract going. It'll create jobs as they build the roads, and then hopefully as we open up arteries up to hillbilly land, they can bring goods and services from there to the ports and to the people. After a lengthy drive on the cliffside roads, we arrived in Linkerg. There, crowds of cheering citizens, huzzah, yay, woo, 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 greeted us, and the local government officials escorted us into City Hall. I made it now, y'all. I'm going into City Hall. Check out these City Hall balls. We were here for a significant meeting with the H-3 project. Several construction companies sent their representatives to the City Hall. That one rich dude, Fuckles McButtfuck, he spent money to try and bribe us to pick one of the companies, and I said no. And I don't remember which company that was. No, wait, I do. I wrote it down in the note. Underhill Construction. I said no, we wouldn't take your bribe. So we gotta remember, Underhill Construction is owned by that one guy, Murfelson. I forget what his name was. Was it? It's not Gus. Gus works for us. Gus, manager, couldn't make the meeting due to his visit to Rhesia, but I had Simon Hall and Lilius Graff by my side. Oh, why Lilius?
Besides starting our economic recovery, this project will cut the time it takes to get here by road in half, Mr. President.
Oh, really? Oh, really, Simon? Really? It's almost like I chose this project! I think you're getting too worked up. More importantly, it will lead to improvement in England. I have lived with these people and seen them suffer. Well, why didn't you help them? You know what? I trust your plan, Simon. Eat a dick, Lilius.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. We should be able to slow down the recession if we finish this project successfully.
Have you seen growth has slowed down? Or, I mean, wait, the rate of growth slowing down is decreasing? The economy's less shitty? I look forward to a positive financial outcome. According to my sources, will lift many people in these areas out of poverty. That's the point. That's what we're trying to do. You know, I'm going to ask. I can say, what would it take to stop the recession? Failure's not an option. Who cares? Do you need additional support? I don't really want to give them more support. What kind of end results do we expect for this investment?
Short-term employment and long-term economic development in Nargis and the Angland regions.
That is perfect. That'll help us out with our base. It'll help us out with people who have not had opportunities. The underdeveloped cities of Linkerg and Avery will receive a lot more investments after this, too. Simon searched through the documents he was holding and found the one he was looking for.
I have the overview of the companies right here, boss.
Simon handed the files over to me. I guess I'll look at the files. I looked at the files. 3 corporations were listed. The Sordland State Company, founded in 1891, the Sordland State Company, SSC, is the main government corporation that is tasked with running public construction contracts in Sordland. It is part of the Big Four, the 4 largest companies in Sordland. Most usually, it is called SSC. It is the most honorable company in the country, with a long and solid track record of accomplishing critical projects even. In recent years, the efficiency of the corporation seems to have dropped due to the recession and the somehow corrupt management structure. Wait, how is it honorable? It used to be honorable? It is still considered the safest bet for big projects in the minds of many government officials. That does not sound like a great choice. So number 1 is the big government corporation. Number 2, Underhill Construction. That's the one where the rich guy tried to bribe me and I said, no, Mr. Fuckface. I won't do that. Tusk. His name is Tusk. The real estate giant is owned by the mayor of Conriat, Chris Shar. Most people in Sordland know the name Underhill Construction by the many iconic buildings they have constructed in nearly all major cities. Recently, the company sold half of its share to Walter Tusk. That's the sleazeball. I threatened to throw him in jail, and then he ran away. Spokesman for the Lothar-Berg Group. That's his lobbying group. While this breached certain competition clauses, it was largely ignored. Oh, like in America? You can't have certain banks buy other banks unless there's a problem. Then who cares? Too big to fail. The government will print forever, and everyone goes poor except for the banks. While this breached certain competition clauses, it was largely ignored. Underhaul is a gigantic real estate company that is very influential in construction projects of the private sector. Some of their recent work is the Whole Sword Central Station, which they have completed on time, but violated workers' rights in the process. I care a lot about getting it done on time. And last is Taurus Holding. Founded in 1946 by Geralt Faze, Taurus Holding is a new and entrepreneurially private company that uses cutting-edge construction technology from Arcasia to reduce construction costs and prices. So it's like America. It's like they're inspired by America when it comes to production techniques. They recently began taking bigger and riskier contracts in several industries, including the construction industry. Taurus also deals with shipyard building, bridge works, and training aircraft hangars. What do you train an aircraft hangar? You keep doing it, aircraft hangar. Or hangar, you'll be able to handle aircraft soon if you just let me train you. The company is known for its great employee perks and high union membership. It is considered much more open and competitive compared to the usual swordish corporations. They are known for their port expansion project in Benfi, which was completed with half the budget. But was the product good? Is it good? So right now we have a state corporation, which we know is corrupt. Oh, what happened? I didn't hit any buttons. The game was just like, fuck you take too long. I've reviewed them all. I took the liberty of asking the mayor of Avery to give his opinion on the matter. Okay, sure.
Which corporation should we talk about?
I want to hear about Taurus Holding.
Taurus Holding was founded in
I already know that! We already read that.
It is a new holding company.
I already know all that. I already read that to everybody. There are other things Taurus does well, like providing consultants for state corporations, but I can't vouch for their infrastructure construction at all. Why shouldn't we go with Taurus then, Lilius? This company is completely private and directed by a non-government board. Do we even remember if they worked on a mega project at all? Lilius sighed. Ah! Choosing this company is too much of a risk for such an important project, especially when a proven candidate like SSC exists. I do not want to pick the corrupt government one. Their capabilities matter more than the history they have. We need to make unbiased decisions there, Lilius.
Boss, they took a joint contract in Arcasia for restructuring the highway intersection of one of the major cities. It went well, but it is their only large-scale success.
Okay, so they do have a success, and it is with highway stuff.
If we're going to try a different company, this is the most unique. The project manager from Taurus Holding mentioned that they would be able to finish the project with the allocated funding. They are the only company who found the budget sufficient, making them the cheaper alternative.
Maybe that's good? I think it's worth considering these guys. Let us talk now about Underhill Construction.
The real estate and construction giant was founded in the...
I already know this stuff. I read this to everybody.
Picking this corporation would fit our market economy policy.
Why wouldn't Taurus? That's a private company too. Or, I mean, maybe this is a publicly traded company. Okay, so we already know the CEO sold a lot of his shares to Tusk. I had to work with Underhill Construction before in Hulsard. They accepted several contracts for the renovation of our central station and left much to be desired. The H-3 project shouldn't be left to them. Alright, what did they do that left things to be desired? How was your experience, Lilius? You've worked with them. Tell me more. Tell me more. Out of all three, with this company, it's the one I trust the least. They seem to fail at respecting the contract terms of their workers. They are likely to cause trouble. Look, I know I should care about the worker contracts. I'm more concerned about getting the road done.
I'm not too sure about trusting them with the contract, but at least they have worked on several mega projects and always delivered on time.
Alright, Simon. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I do think, though, we have to be able to trust the company, right? Never do business with someone you can't trust. We need to be able to trust the corporation. This is a base requirement for the contract. They indeed did work on 3 significant infrastructure projects. But during the station project, we had to extensively negotiate with the union so as not to lose a serious labor violation case.
Underhall has specifically mentioned their solid track record and highlighted that they do anticipate to go over budget, but the project will be finished on time.
Well, that doesn't sound like a selling point. I need a moment to think more about the others. Oh, I didn't mean to, but tell me about the Swordish company. We already know about its history. The SSC is one of the most trusted and honorable companies. They've served us a long time. I've worked... You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going with them. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want the SSC. We know they're corrupt. It is tempting to pick Underhall Construction. They have a good record, but Tusk tried to bribe me. That didn't go well. I fear Taurus is not going to do a good job. But that's metagaming, right? Metagaming is, well, they're the cheap one. They're probably going to fuck us with extra prices. I'm not going to metagame. We're going to roleplay. We're going to say Taurus has used Arcasian techniques. They have done one successful highway project in America, Arcasia. We're going to go with Taurus.
Good. It's good that we're staying consistent to our economic strategy.
I know, that's what we said. Free market. It's a free market company. It's not a government company. Simon signed a certain section of the dossier and fixed his glasses.
Very well, Mr. President. The contract will be awarded to Taurus Holding.
I wish the outcome of this meeting was different. But at the end of the day, the success of the project is what matters most. Lilius, you're always a pain in the ass.
The company will be notified today, and construction work will begin immediately after.
The one thing we can say is we didn't go with a corrupt company, and we didn't go with a company that tried to bribe us. We tried to do what was morally right. You know what? That's good luck to us all.
My expectations are that the grand opening ceremony will happen later next year.
I better get back to work then. Girl, you got a whole year. Take some time. Thank you. This concludes our meeting. Everybody get I'd say the fuck out, but we're not in our office, are we? We're in the city hall. Thanks, y'all. The meeting ended, and we spent the remainder of the evening in Lincoln. Oh, what a beautiful place. It's kind of like Gary. It was nice to enjoy the natural beauty of England and to eat some good fish. Nom, nom, nom. Nom, nom. That's my fish noise. Fishy, get on in my mouth. Anton's wife is like, that's how he always be eating. Well, everybody, I think that's going to be the end of... Oh, wait, why don't we look at the... Oh, I think this means construction's begun. Hell yeah. What do we got news? News that the construction's begun, and we've given it to Taurus. Hell yeah. And let's see what Sordland today say. Risky highway project. The government's announced a new mega infrastructure project to help alleviate the symptoms of the recession. Yeah. Oh, they're complaining. They're like, Taurus Holding is too inexperienced for this. Yeah, somebody's got to do it, man. Sordland today. You know what? I was going to talk shit to them. I'm not going to. We'll see. I will not be surprised at all if there are some speed bumps, road humor along the way as Taurus does this. But hey, we paid half the price we would for the others. Even if we pay some more, it's going back into the economy, and they have a good record with employees. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, and we're going to help out England. So maybe not everybody is thrilled about it, but I am. We've got the highway project, the H-3 project under construction, or it started. We've found somebody, and yeah. Next time we'll deal with whatever this shit is. Well, that's it for me. Maybe I'll see y'all next time. Anton away!